Actually, the question is actually very interesting because just last week, I was in your position moderating a panel with another representative from Huawei about China in the media and establishing a China brand name here in the U.S. We had a representative from NBC here. We also had my boss. We had Allison from Huawei, and we had a representative from the city of Shenzhen, who's a Westerner. And the question we posed is what is one of the issues that China has as a Chinese, like brand China, developing brand China in North America. And I can't speak to Europe or Latin America because I don't live there, but I've worked with China for a very long time in North America, and I can tell you, the companies, Huawei is definitely one of the leading China brand names that's recognized. But there's a lot of companies that are trying to kind of get their name out. And I think that the problem that the Chinese companies have when they come to the U.S., outside of the things that Brad mentioned, opening a bank account, kind of figuring out the laws and stuff like that, because I can tell you a lot of funny stories if you want, but we have the same issues. But I think really where it is developing a brand and developing recognition in the U.S. And the way we do things here in the U.S. is a lot different in China and vice versa. And I think the mindset from a Chinese company when they come here to the U.S. is that I think there's a level of expectation sometimes as brand China coming in, because China is such a juggernaut, such a big engine, that we're China, we're here, come give us business. But I think in the U.S. terms, you have to promote yourselves and market yourselves. So American companies do a very, very good job of branding themselves, building an image, promoting it in the market, and kind of driving business through that. I can tell you from my company and in my industry, we've done a very poor job of that. And to be honest with you, we're very well known everywhere west of Sacramento. And everywhere east, we have a very hard time getting a foothold because you get into real middle America. And I think Chinese companies, when they come here, they gravitate towards the New York or the Bay Area or the other China markets, and they kind of go there. But I think where Chinese companies could do better is really trying to adopt the way U.S. companies or Canadian companies or North American companies, how they promote themselves. And I think that would be a big opportunity.
What's it going to take? What's it going to take? What is it going to take?
I think it's an adoption of a mentality. I'm not a psychologist, but I've kind of been working in this industry and working in China for a long enough time to realize that I think from the perspective that my company has and what I've seen is that marketing, public relations, brand and image development are kind of abstract things. Right? You can't attach a dollar figure. Like if I spend X amount of money on marketing or PR or whatever, I can't tell you you're going to get X amount back. Right? It's developing your brand. What comes is the long-term potential. And I think a lot of companies, when they're looking at their bottom line, they're looking at their revenue spend, because when you come from China and you come to the U.S., you're getting huge costs. I mean, like for example, my salary, you could pay for 5 of me in China. Or more.
I'll talk to you about
but the point is, they come here, and especially if you're a small company and you have X amount of capital at your fingertips, coming to the U.S. is a big cost to them. And then to spend extra money on public relations and media strategy and building a brand and going to conferences and stuff, that's a huge outlay. And if they don't see a direct revenue correlation, I think they're very hesitant to get in there. But the problem is, in order to build a brand and build a market, they need to do that.
Yeah. Thank you very much for the background.
Did I mention you were one of our biggest customers?
Very more employees working for Huawei than my organization.
That's true.
Back to Huawei's story, I think this is hoping. interested in building electronics here also sales and R&Ds. And also host a lot of televisions from Chinese companies. Actually, we have a academy. A lot of we have a academy next lesson, movie class. And I think going outside China not easy task. Yes, that's relevant. We need to do it. First, you need to have your commitment. This is the long-term commitment. You couldn't expect you can get it back near term. Or it will take you 3 to 5 years. Actually, nothing special here if you compare to other countries. Probably take 5 to 3 to 5 years one market, one country. If you get first deal, you need to introduce not only the company, you need to start from the country, from the change. You need to take them back to China to have the company tour, to check the product, to build the travel network. It's you need to be very, very patient and very, very committed. Second, back here, we came here 2 years ago, and I think so far so good. Actually, especially the advanced sector. This year, the revenue will exceed 1 billion. So the market is really here. And also we benefit from our customer interaction with customers.
Thank you, Roy. Brett, anything to add?
Yeah, sure. Yes, I think in terms of comparing the companies in China as well as in the U.S. and in other territories that we interact with, I think the main differences that communications, how to handle things, people's behaviors, and communication structures, as well as and not to the root of it. Here's what I see. We will compare the companies in China to many Western countries that is years of experience and also full of talents. That they're given the revolutions and disruption in the economy and society in China, that the history of the real great economies is very short. If you add everything up, maybe 30 years. And really the establishment of the enterprises and big corporates, maybe 20 years. 20 years, or actually is fairly well established. Companies has a little more history, but that's it. As always mentioned, we're all young companies. They're nothing like, say, IBM, nothing like 100 years, 200 years of enterprises. And that is already representative of the entire time. So the experience of operating that and the knowledge that we accumulated over that, we don't have that. And that is based on a lot of mistakes that we make. Over the course of, let's say, enterprise America, over the course of the last 100 to 200 years, there's so many companies succeed, there's so many companies fail. And so many causes and cases was started and established from that educate the entire society about all of this. And that, the approach when a lot of Western community, work with and approach this, they could be able to they can be able to think about strategically. They can rather say this is work, this doesn't work, and why this is not. And the China economy, the entire thing does not have that. Right, 30 years max, and that's not enough. I think that's one of the things that we have to learn a lot. And the other root of it is actually balance. I think what should agree with me too. There are many good talents in there, and China never lack of entrepreneurs. But you talk about professional managers, there's a gap there. So that's why we actually hire a lot of overseas talents back in China and here in the workforce. We're not lack of talents. We're so many developers, we're so many many aspects. So we come from managers, there's no ability to do that. There's a gap. But just not enough. There are people there, but it's not enough for just supply. We need that. I think that will take a generation to do that. And professors like Park here actually help us produce quite a bit. Very well educated professionals and also global ready product. So I think there are a lot to be learned, and even for us right now, that when we come to, the company grows quite a bit as well, so certainly about 16,000 employees total. And when we approach like 8,000, we're like thrilled. Right? This is how we're going to manage it. Since we're a young company, like 11, 12 years old, started, like 4 people, and it joins it like 1,200 people, and within the course of like 6 years, we are like 12x now. So I should turn companies to a lot of companies, including Huawei, that were much more established, try a lot of things, and learn a lot from them. And we learn a lot from companies like Cisco and Google and other companies. Here's what we're facing right now. How did you approach that? But that takes time. So I think that reflects into, on a daily basis what happens there. And sometimes I look at, my managers say, actually, we need a little bit more gray hair, meaning that, say, past many years of experience to do that. Our entire company, right, average age is 28. So this big company is 28 average age. And that's why we need gray hair in there to transfer knowledge and how to manage that a little bit. So.
Great, thank you, Brad.
I just to add on to what Brad was saying, great, I turned 40 in 2 weeks, so.
You will try it.
Whereas we're about 14,000 employees, 85% of our employees are engineers, because we do engineering services, so we hire a lot. And something that Brad mentioned just real quickly is our biggest problem right now in terms of growth is that upper echelon. We have no problem finding talented people to fill those positions at IC level between 0 and 6 years of experience. But anything above that, very, very hard to find. And if they are above that, they're typically entrepreneurial and they started their own company. And if they have started their own company, they're very expensive. So in terms of actually selling in a competitive environment, at that point, actually, we use ground sometimes because they have more of them and more seats, and the cost is about the same.
So you should buy that Indian company.
You would be surprised at how many Indian companies like tier 2, tier 3s are for sale and want to use acquire.